All right, folks, what is going on? This is episode 356 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller, and today we're going to have some Georgia Southern news. Yes, I mean, this is something that I saw on my uh, Discord, and I felt like it's time to talk about Georgia Southern. We're going to talk about the preview of the 2022 season. I'm going to refer to an article that I seen on collegefootballnews.com. Like I said, this article was on my Discord, and I'm going to look into this and give you my thoughts and opinions about this article, basically compared to what I know about the upcoming season for Georgia Southern, because this article, I read through it, and there are some discrepancies in here that I feel like that's just just not, correct. And there are some things that are just incomplete. I will take that back. I'm not going to say things that are not correct. There's just some things that are incomplete, and some things are a little bit misinformed. So I will go through this article and give you my 2 cents about what's going on. But yes, this is going to be like a reintroduction of the Georgia Southern Eagles' new 2022 season. We're going to have a new coach. We have a new coaching staff. We got new players. We got a lot of transfers. We got a lot of stuff going on. So this is going to be a really good show. If you have not, you don't know much about Georgia Southern. I've done a lot about the Atlanta Falcons, and I also, like I said, we talk about Georgia Southern football here as well. So I think this is a good time to do so, especially with this article just being released a couple days ago. If this is your first time here, welcome to the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Like I said, we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football, and I can also be reached on YouTube and Rumble. Also, if you want to listen to the audio side of the podcast, I'm on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. And all the links are down in the description if you want to find a way to subscribe to more than one of these avenues, just in case if the one you choose go down. And there's other ways to listen to this information. Also, if you want to donate, all those links are down there as well. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Once again, this is from collegefootballnews.com. I want to make sure if I get this right. Shout out to, where is he? Peter Flutak. I think that's what it is. Futak. I think that's his name. Peter Futak, for putting out this article. And we're going to get into what he has put up here on this article, and I'm going to contrast it to what I feel or what I know about the team. So basically, the article starts out saying that we used to be in a triple option for a long time. Yes, we actually have, and we've been very successful doing it. But for the last few years, we haven't been doing very well as far as winning games. The running game just was not there the way it needed. It wasn't there where it needed to be, and that was our bread and butter. Now we bring in a new coach, Coach Helton, and if you saw anything, any close part or anything close to what we seen at USC as far as the aggressiveness, how they like to pass the ball, you saw a good dose of it in the spring game that we had not too long ago, and you see that things are going to be changing. Cal Van Treese is the new quarterback. He 6-year quarterback from Buffalo. He's going to be starting for Georgia Southern. Also, we had a few other backups that are going to be competing for quarterback number 2. Connor Segelski, Zach Roseman. We recently just had Cam Ransom he transferred he's in the transfer portal, so he's not necessarily on the team anymore as far as I can remember. But that's going to be what's going on here as far as quarterback. So there's a dynamic that has changed. We're going to read this right now. What it says here, it says, the hope is for Buffalo transfer Cal Van Treese to add a steady veteran presence. The 6-year quarterback can run, but he's more of a passer and can do a little bit of everything. The Eagles quarterback combined to throw for 5 touchdown passes and 12 picks. That was last year between Justin Tomlin and Cam Ransom. Like I said, Cam Ransom is not here anymore, and unfortunately, but we do have like 3 or 4 other quarterbacks that are pretty much ready to go. I mean, Zach Roseman actually impressed me at the spring game. Connor Zakelski has been impressing me since last year. So unfortunately, since Cam is no longer, he's in the transfer portal, I don't know how things are going to go. Does he return or whatever the case may be? I'm not really sure. The receivers are in place to help. The emphasis wasn't on the passing game, so the numbers weren't amazing. Yeah, obviously we ran the ball more, so the passing numbers weren't there. But Caleb Hood led the way with 35 catches, 442 yards, and there's just enough speed around to hit more deep players. 3 of the 5 touchdown catches went to Bo Johnson, 6'1", 225-pound junior, who needs to be a featured target. Now, see, this is where I feel like this is the misinformation or the incompleteness come from. Because if you know anything about what this team has been doing, the transformation of this team offensively, where you've seen like other guys, and there's nothing to take away from Bo Johnson, but when you seen the spring game, you saw the spring game and you saw guys like Sam Kinison step up. Derwin Burgess was there to catch some passes. You saw some guys that were actually, stepping up and showing that they can catch the ball. So, there's a lot of receivers that are here or actually coming in. I mean, matter of fact, yesterday we just got another we just got another receiver, 6'4" receiver from Louisville, just transferred to Georgia Southern. So, and I'm almost certain he's going to be probably playing right away. So we have a lot of receivers that are coming in here that are going to be contributing right away. So yeah, I understand you want to say Bo Johnson should be the featured target. I think he should be another target with all of these weapons we have, because we have like 3 other tight ends that are actually can catch the football as well. So this is a situation here where everything is not leaning on Caleb Hood and Bo Johnson. I mean, you have like we talked about in the spring game, Jeremy Singleton is another one that transferred from Houston. So Houston, you got Singleton, you got Derwin Burgess, who was one of the star key players in the receiving, game last year. Sam Kinison has done a phenomenal job, transforming from from quarterback to wide receiver. We have some targets. We have a lot of targets. And I haven't even mentioned the other ones, guys who are already, committed that are coming in this upcoming season. So many guys. So, like I said, this is a little bit incomplete. So, I wish that this was a little bit more in depth, but I understand why, and I'll talk about why it's not, and I'll talk about that later on in the episode. Running backs need more room to improve. The running backs need more room to move, which I agree. The Eagles have high-powered numbers, should average over 5 yards a carry. Leader rusher Logan Wright is gone, but juniors Gerald Green and Jalen White combined over 800 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 5 yards per pop, which I agree. I think these 2 guys right here are going to be a very good 1-2 punch. You also have a couple of other guys that can run the ball as well, and we also have like 2 or 3. I think we got like 2 or 3 other guys that have been recruited, Caspi and the other 4-star recruit that we have. We have a handful of players that's going to be really, really good running the ball, and it's going to be really, really interesting to see how well this running game is going to be, because the running game never been really a problem. Never been a problem. So this is gonna be really good to see as far as the running backs go. The offensive front couldn't generate a push, allowed too many players behind the line. Just about everyone got around all-star guard Khalil Crowder. Wow, that is really, really harsh to put that out there, but okay. We'll revisit the offensive line at another time, because we bolstered up the offensive line, and the whole offensive line thing could be another episode in itself. So we'll talk about that at another time. So we're going to talk about the defense here. The defense tried to help the cause, but it wasn't great against the run and finished 110th in the nation overall. Not as experienced on the offensive line, but 6 starters are back with enough upside to be a whole lot stronger under new coaching staff. I will agree, because we did not do well. We had a lot of injuries, which we will talk about as we go along in the episode. But yeah, it was a lot going on with a lot of injuries and people being down, and guys, just was not available. 6-year senior Justin Ellis returns after for the team leading the team with 5 sacks, combined with veteran Dylan Springer, and like I said, we have guys that can play on that line. Also, you have guys like Christian Varner, since C.J. Wright is gone. North Carolina transfer Christian Varner should come in and contribute right away. The linebacking core was young last season, which I think, honestly, which is really unfortunate, because the linebackers, we had a lot of them, and none of them were really good. Eldrick Robinson, he went to Wake Forest. Michael Edwards left to go to East Carolina. Those two guys, especially Eldrick Robinson, I did a lot of extensive coverage on him earlier last year, and I thought he was going to be one of the guys that are going to be stepping up because he was the next man up. Michael Edwards did his thing as well. He played pretty good, but both of those guys are gone. There was next to nothing happening in the backfield from the outside linebackers. That's about the change on the new staff, but the inside guys have to emerge. This is another thing that I'm kind of worried about. There was not much emphasis on the inside linebackers, outside linebackers. Didn't talk about how many guys who actually came into that was committed. We just had one person, one guy just commit the other day. Unfortunately, I can't remember his name, but there's a couple of guys here that's going to be contributing right away. Not only the guys who were committed earlier this year, but we have, like I said, we had another one just commit a couple of days ago. The secondary has to be far, far better. It will be thanks to the star of Derek Canteen, one of the best defensive players in the Sun Belt, if not in the all of college football. Led the league in interceptions the year that he did play. So it would be good to see him come back and play at a top level. Unfortunately, he was out due to a torn pectoral muscle, but he should be back and ready to go. Leading, and this is another thing, we have a lot of guys in the secondary that is not mentioned here, that have been recruited. And this is one thing. If you're going to do a preview, you need to be complete about what to be looking ahead for, looking ahead for, knowing what we're going to be looking at as the season starts. Going back to the linebacker situation, didn't even talk about a Kaji Jackson or, guys like that are ready, that could be ready to go. Kevon Glint, that could be ready to go and play. Going to the secondary, you didn't talk about an Ashton Whitner that's going to be playing for us. You didn't talk about Mark Stampley, another guy that's going to be ready to go. Quincy Bonner, will he transfer? Another guy that changed from quarterback to defensive back. Mizell Williams, Justin Birdsong. I mean, the list goes on. And I'm really, really interested to see what is going on there. And this is something that we really need to, that should have been put out there. So with the defensive backs, all you're going to do is talk about Derek Canteen and not talk about all the other guys. I mean, I can name two more: Seth Robinson, Zion McGee. You have a lot of defensive backs here that we should be spotlighting, not just, talking about one person and saying like it has to be better. If you're going to do a preview, you should do better than this. Leading tackler Anthony Wilson is back at the safety spot after making 78 tackles. Versatile Justin Birdsong returns for a fifth year after finishing fourth on the team with 49 stops. I didn't even talk about Anthony Wilson. That's another guy. But, I get it. You add two more to this, to this article. But like I said, there's a much more, especially if you got guys coming into play. These are guys that you may want to, talk about. Let's go to the next, okay, here we go. This is the next page. Keys to 22 offense. Let's see. The keys, find one reliable thing that works, obviously. But I don't think that we're going to be running the ball as much, but I think that the running game could help. I'm not going to go into too much of this. I'm not going to read that because, that's just basically what it is. Find one reliable thing that works. Second, but as far as the defense goes, we talked about the offense a good bit, but as far as the defense goes, secondary has to be a whole lot stronger. I agree, but I don't think it's all on the secondary. The thing about the secondary is we had just a lot of injuries. That doesn't mean that, that we were just bad. We just had a lot of injuries. If anything, we need to find guys up front that can stop the run because we did have some injuries up front. Trent Edwards was injured on the not offensive line, but the linebackers, he was out, and we had a couple of guys who did step up, but we just need to get better there because it wasn't the injuries per se were mostly in the secondary, and for the most part, the guys who are coming back just need to step up in the trenches. I think that's basically what it is. We need more players to step up in the trenches, and we just talked about that as far as the defense goes. as far as the secondary, I think the secondary is going to be fine. Just because a lot of guys that are coming back that are just going to be better. You know what I'm saying? The fact they're going to be coming back is just going to be better. So with that being said, I'm not too much worried about that. Key player for 2022, this guy, the producer of this article put in Parker Devine. Seniors, 265 defensive tackle. I'm not taking nothing away from Parker. I don't think he's the key player, but I think he's going to be a big help. I think when you got guys like Justin Ellis and you got guys like you got Christian Varner, you got guys that's up there that's going to be on the line like that. I think those are the guys that are going to be the ones you want to really look to. You know, that's my thing when you look at that. I'm not really Watson Trent. I think I keep saying his name backwards. Marquise Watson Trent that was injured. And I apologize for that. But nevertheless, when you have guys like that on the defensive line, this is the thing that you may want to put a more emphasis on. I don't think Parker Devine is the key player. Now, but I like I said, I think he's absolutely going to help. Key transfer, obviously, Kyle Van Treese. I think he's going to be the key guy coming from Buffalo. He's going to be the quarterback that's going to lead this team. We do have other guys behind them that can play very well, but he's the biggest transfer to Georgia Southern. It's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. Key games for 2022, Georgia State. Obviously, I can't say this enough, that Georgia State on October 8th, even though it's not a later game, it's a rivalry game. We really need to win this game. We lost 2 in a row, which is it is what it is. We had a down season, and Georgia State has bragging rights right now. I don't think the series is as big as they make it seem to be. They make it seem like it's the biggest thing in the world to have a slight edge on us. But all things considered, it's a fairly even rivalry. Considering what's been going on, and it's a big deal to win against Georgia State. It's a really big deal for bragging rights and for recruiting, because you don't go across the whole state of Georgia, every county, as what Georgia Southern did, to recruit players in every county and in the state, and you can't beat your rival. I mean, it just doesn't compute. So you got to do your best to compete and win against your rival. And there's no way around that. I mean, I think other key games, obviously the Appalachian State game, you want to beat that game as well. I mean, you want to win that game as well. There's always a situation where, that always is a big time deal when you win against Appalachian State. With them is always bragging rights. It's always a line of respect, but you always want to beat them. So those 2 games, for the most part, are pretty much the key games, in my opinion. There's other games that we need to look into, but we'll talk about those at a later time. Everything else here is a bunch of stats, and we're going to go to the last page of this article, and we'll wrap this thing up. What will happen? I still believe that this team can win 8 games. Right here it says Georgia Southern is set to win a total between 5.5. I mean, that's a safe pick. I just think that with the lack of information here, if you're reading this, you're probably thinking, yeah, this team's going to win 5 games. But when you look at the total picture of what this team has, as far as, guys like a Dylan Springer, guys like Derek Canteen, we have other guys that are coming back like Justin Ellis, you got Christian Varner, the transfer, Kevon Glenn. You also have other linebackers that are coming into play and going to compete against other teams. And you flip it over and you look at the offense and the way the offense look like they can move the ball. I can see this team winning eight games. And I'm not joking when I say that. I've been saying it on record ever since Coach Helton took the reins as coach. So 5.5 is a very safe pick, but I'm not sure. I think with what we have, I think we can win 8 games. So I'm not really keen on the 5.5. And I think that's it for this article. So what happens? Like I said, I think this is a pretty good assessment all things considered, because I don't think too many teams or too many, people really focus on Georgia Southern football like that. So this article did okay, but it was very incomplete, because if you haven't been following the team, you would not know exactly what's, going on down here. So I think it was okay. It was a little incomplete, but I feel that with what this team is capable of, and if you don't know what's going on with the preview of this team, if you don't know what's going on, you're listening or hearing about the preview of this team, you're probably thinking that this is a below average team, and rightfully so. And talent-wise, I think they're above average because we have a lot of talent. But based on a 3-9 season last year, I can understand that. At the end of the day, I think that we're going to be much better than advertised. I think so. I think we're going to be much better than advertised. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know it was a little bit all over the place. I want to let you guys know this is my first time really doing Georgia Southern commentary in a long time, because so much has been going on with Atlanta Falcons. So I'm a little bit rusty on what's going on over here in Statesboro. But I will say, I think something special is going on over here. And I think that we're going to have a fun season, not only with the Georgia Southern Eagles. I think we're going to have one with the Atlanta Falcons as well. But I think the Georgia Southern Eagles are going to surprise a lot of people. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people. And there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to be much better than advertised. I don't think it's going to be a 3-9 season. I feel that with the aggressiveness on the offense and the more sound and disciplined defense and the players that are coming back, I think we're going to be much better than the 3-9. And I got us winning 8 games. I really do. If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this commentary, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Yes, it's been a while since I've done Georgia Southern commentary, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. There's going to be a lot more as the season gets closer, and we're just going to continue to move right along with both of these teams. If you want to share this, hit that share button on the YouTube page and send it to somebody. Let them know what we're doing over here. Also, if you want to subscribe to any of the other avenues, the links are down in the description. Give me some feedback. Let me know what I've done, good, bad, or indifferent. Give me a 5-star rating on that podcast chart if you don't mind. If not, like I said, give me some feedback. Let me know what I need to do better, and we'll just go from there. I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your Wednesday. I have some things to do. I need to do around the house, and I will be doing that. I may go and help out and work a little bit, do a little bit of overtime as well, because I've been asked to do so I may do a couple hours. Never know. We'll see. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy, and y'all be blessed. Y'all take care. Peace.